What's happening, everybody? Grand Prix DB02 here, and if you can't tell by what is behind me right now and the huge smile that I have on my face, then you don't know exactly how excited I am, because I have finally gotten my car back. Yes, my beloved deep crystal blue 2014 Mazda 3 6-speed. Now, for those of you who haven't been in the loop lately, I have been driving 2 rental cars over the span of almost a month, while this car has been in the body shop. So in this video, before anything else, I want to give a huge shout out to Veterans Collision Center on Veterans Memorial Highway in Houston, Texas. These guys did an amazing job getting this car looking pretty much like it rolled off the showroom floor yesterday, albeit the fact it's a little bit dirty right now. It's been sitting out in the sun or in a body shop for almost a month, but still, I'm just beyond excited to have this car back. It's just absolutely incredible, and I know I have so many questions to answer because a lot of you guys have been asking me whether or not I was going to sell it because I was in a rental car and I was starting to have second thoughts about whether or not I should keep it, and all these other different questions you guys have been asking me over the past month that this thing has been gone. So aside from giving you guys a little bit of an update and showing you what was fixed on the car, I hope to answer a good few of those questions in this quick little video about my 2014 Mazda 3. Alrighty guys, here we go, and I'm starting this video here at the back of my car because this is where the first story actually begins, and the reason why it was in the body shop for almost a month. This car, believe it or not, has been in 2 rear-end accidents within the span of a month. One at the beginning of June and one at the end of July. Now, the one in June was a complete mishap. The lady who backed into the rear end of my car in a CVS parking lot, although she had a backup camera on her big, heavy Chevrolet Traverse, told me that she did not see my vehicle. She had seen me walking away from my car, but unfortunately did not see where my vehicle was parked. Now, her car came in at an angle kind of like this, so she just managed to catch the right rear corner of my bumper. Now, I did post a couple pictures of this on social media, so I'll go ahead and show you those. So now you can kind of get an idea of how bad the damage actually was. And you notice I didn't show any license plates because, well, that's not relevant. So what ended up happening was she damaged this part of the taillight. As you can see, the taillight on the Mazda 3 here for the 3rd gen is 2 pieces. So this outside piece was damaged and the right rear corner was stuffed in. Now, although I got her insurance information, the make and model of the vehicle, all that stuff, I didn't get her VIN, unfortunately, because I was a little dumb and I was in a hurry. But anyways, so while that claim was in the process of being dealt with and the insurance company was taking a god-awful long time, I was then driving the car because, of course, I can't get to work without a car. And being the fact I live as close as I do to my job, it's still not good enough within walking distance. But anyways, while I was driving the car, unfortunately, on July 27th, I was involved in another rear-end collision that unfortunately was the result of someone going way too fast for their own good. The lady behind me on a rain-slicked road right by my apartment complex was stopped a little too close to the back end of my car, and when the gentleman who hit her from behind, who was going way too fast, hit her as hard as he did, it unfortunately stoved the front of her Nissan Altima straight into between the middle and left rear corner of my rear bumper. Now, the impact was actually so hard that not only did it knock this tow hook piece out, but also it knocked the rear corner lens out as well, and unfortunately did also do a little bit of damage underneath the car. And I'll go ahead and show you pictures of that wreck really quick. This is my car here in the front, suffered the least damage. And as you can see, the damage wasn't extensive. It didn't push the whole bumper in or anything like that, but unfortunately it presented the insurance company with a bit of a problem, which is what leads me on to the next part of this story. While the car was at Veterans Collision Center, unfortunately, the body shop was given the wrong estimate for the wrong damage. I had told the insurance company, which was the same one for both accidents, weirdly, that there was prior damage to the vehicle for the most recent claim, and that I was also working on getting the other damage fixed at the same body shop, but needed that estimate to be put under the prior claim that happened back at the beginning of June. Well, unfortunately, the adjuster came out, and as you can probably guess, they were presented with a bit of a challenge, because here's a car with two separate claims, but the damage is relatively in the same area. So unfortunately, they put the adjustment for this right rear corner on the most recent claim, and then when the body shop called me, they said, well, did you know you have damage to the left rear of your car? And I had already told them that that damage was from the most recent wreck and the other one was prior, and that I was also getting that worked out. So unfortunately, the insurance company was taking an awful long time, and after calling them 25 times combined between myself and the body shop, we finally got an adjuster out, and they finally corrected everything, sent me the checks for both claims, and I was able to get the damage paid for. Now, looking at the quality of the repair, I will tell you that Veterans Collision Center did an absolutely astonishing job, and I thought it was going to be a little bit of a challenge, because remember, this paint color from Mazda is a pearl. It's actually a mica paint job under their classification, but in short, it is a pearl paint job. So when the sunlight hits it, when the sun decides to come out here from under the clouds, you'll see it does have a lot of sparkle in it. So ultimately, what I know was replaced was the entire rear bumper cover. The core support underneath with the little piece of styrofoam on it was also replaced. The trunk was realigned, and of course, there was also this piece replaced as well. Now, I don't know if they replaced them as a pair, because as you can see, the panel gap is a little bit bigger on this side than it is over here. So I don't know if the trunk has been misaligned, but looking at the body gaps and looking at everything else, I would say everything looks like it did when I very first got the car. So absolutely no issues there. Okay, so I've taken 5 minutes to tell you that huge elongated story of why the car was in the body shop. So let's get to the next big one. Am I going to sell this car? And the answer to that is not right now, because I'm so upside down on it that it would just make no financial sense for me to jump straight from one car into another. Now, I did think about leasing a vehicle for a lower monthly payment to help eat up some of the negative equity of this vehicle should I decide to go that route. But unfortunately, all of the leasing deals, even as cheap as they are, would skyrocket to beyond the payments that I'm paying on this car now when the negative equity is thrown in. So I've decided to keep the car. I've decided to drive it because ultimately I love this car. I think it's absolutely amazing, and now that the sun's come out, you can see the sparkle in that paint color. Isn't that just absolutely gorgeous? There's a reason why I love this color from Mazda. I absolutely adore this car. Absolutely. Not only because of the color, but because it gets fantastic gas mileage. I've been averaging in the 30s, both city and highway, and just so much going on. So it's just absolutely amazing, and I love the car. I absolutely love it. This is the newest car I've ever owned in my entire existence. I mean, I've had stuff from the early 90s, the middle 90s, the early 2000s, and now I've had something from 2014. So this is, like I said, the newest car that I've ever owned. So that is definitely something nice. So to answer that question in short, not planning on selling the car anytime soon, and being the fact that Google is now paying me for my YouTube videos, that's also a plus, which means I can help pay for the car as well. So that means I'm definitely going to be trying to get out more and do a lot more content. But for those of you who have not seen this car, let me just give you a quick specifications rundown on this particular car. Like I said, what you're looking at is a 2014 Mazda 3 i Touring. So the I in the Mazda 3 lineup is the lower end of the vehicle line. It differentiates between I and S, and the S, of course, gets the bigger engine, the 2.5-liter Skyactiv 4-cylinder out of the Mazda 6. This one has the 2-liter 4-cylinder engine, making 155 horsepower, 148 pound-feet of torque. The 6-speed manual version that I have here, which I was lucky enough to find because I couldn't could not find them for the life of me anywhere, except at Fred Haas Toyota World, where I ended up picking this one up, ironically because I was having problems with my Toyota that I had bought at a different point in time, but that's a whole nother story. Now the 6-speed manual version is rated at, I believe, and don't quote me on this, 28 in the city, 39 on the highway. Now if I had gotten this with the 6-speed Skyactiv automatic, I would have gotten 29 city, 41 on the highway. So it is a little bit lesser in fuel economy, but I still get great gas mileage all the same. So a couple of other things about this car. For starters, you can see it does not have the fog lights, so this is a more base level touring. Also the 16-inch alloy wheels, that's standard on the touring model. It also has the advanced keyless access, which is kind of cool on this car because, and like a lot of other keyless entries, if you push the button on the passenger door, it actually unlocks all of the doors at the same time. And then on the driver's side, if you push it once, it unlocks the driver's door. You push it again, it unlocks all the rest of the doors. So a couple of other things about this car. I mean, really nothing too crazy. It's really nothing to be, you know, completely off the wall crazy about. It does have a black cloth interior. I'll go ahead and unlock it. Here's the key. So go ahead and unlock it for you guys to see. Like I said, black cloth interior, nothing really too special, but this is the premium cloth interior according to Mazda and the folks that I've spoken to about it. This is actually an upgraded cloth seating trim over the standard iSV and the iSport. The iTouring is the third highest trim level in the at least the I series of cars. The only one that's greater than this is the i Grand Touring, which would give you the huge Mazda Connect screen at the top of the dash, the huge control station down below, and also would give you leather seats and the like. But this one is just right for me because it just happened to be at the right price as well. Now I'll go ahead and start this thing up so we can get it all warmed up. Foot, clutch, got the key in the vehicle so the light is green, and now I'm going to tell you guys, I drive a lot. I have taken this car everywhere from Dallas to Nacogdoches to Austin. I've taken it all over the place, and the mileage definitely shows. 41,257 miles on this car already, and believe it or not, I bought this thing with 16,000 miles on it, so I have put a boatload of miles on this thing already. And the reasons why I picked a more basic car is A, this was the first one that I could find that was a manual that was within my price range, and B, it just has all the necessities that I really need. For starters, I'm not a huge fan of the Mazda Connect system in the Mazda 3 because the screen just seems to be a little bit big. I like this smaller display here. It does everything I ask of it. It has the AM/FM satellite radio, or not satellite radio, excuse me, but it does also have the Bluetooth streaming. It has all that good stuff. So that is just something I really like about the car. Like I said, gets good gas mileage. Really nothing, again, too special. You've got the hands-free radio, the info display, which is your average miles per hour, average miles per gallon. I just filled the tank up, so that's going to change a little bit. 27 currently showing as my average. Cruise control, blind spot monitoring. I mean, all the basic necessities. And another thing I like is the feel of the transmission. It is a little loose, being the fact it has so many miles on it, but probably looking to put some updated shifter bushings, maybe even a short shift kit in this, just to kind of tighten things up a little bit. Other than that though, nothing really too crazy. No sunroof, didn't really want that anyway. I'm not a real big fan of sunroofs on cars these days. And other than that, just closing the door, because there's people driving by over here. Closing the door, it's nice solid feel. I mean, the steering's great. It's nice and sharp. You got a leather trim 3-spoke wheel. Love that as well. I mean, really, it's just everything that I wanted in a car. It's simple, honest, it gets good gas mileage, and it works. And plus, I come from a family of Mazdas anyway. I mean, my sister had one, my mom has the CX-5 now, and then I have this. So I guess you could say the family is going in the right direction because my sister has the, or had, rather, she just got rid of her 3 actually. So only my mom and I are the ones that have the Mazdas right now, but my mom has the newest, I have the second newest. So I guess that should be a more appropriate order, don't you think? But anyways, I'll show you guys a quick tour of the rest of the car. I'll go ahead and open the trunk as well. Anyways, get in the back here. You can hear the car beeping away that the key fob has left the vehicle. Back seat, yes, I know it's a little bit of a mess. That green paper down there is what Veterans Collision Center left on my floorboards. when it came to getting the car ready. But here, as you can see, these are the people you want to talk to. Veterans Collision Center. Here's the person you want to speak to, Miss Deborah Williamson. She was so communicative with me. She kept me in the loop of everything. When there was a problem, she gave me a call immediately, and it was absolutely great. So looking in the trunk, got a few things here. Unfortunately, did have a problem with this car's battery being dead when I went to go get it. So thank heavens I had some jumper cables there. I have an extra pair just in case. But they had a jump box on site as well, so that's something nice as well. But overall, I'm just so happy I've got this car back. I plan on thoroughly enjoying it a lot more, and honestly, I don't plan on selling this thing. I mean, I'll deal with the payments, and when I finally can pay it down enough to where I feel I can either trade it in or actually do something to it, that's probably when I'm going to even think about getting rid of it. But until then, guys, this is the car you will see me driving around in, and stay tuned for a lot more updates on it, because I do plan on doing a couple of small modifications to this car, being the fact it's out of Mazda's factory warranty already, being that is a 3-year, 36,000 mile warranty, which that was a little disappointing, but no big deal. But until next time, guys, this is Grand Prix GTP 02 signing out from the north end of Houston, Texas. Take care, everybody.